like these thin agendas.
So do I.
That's pretty good, actually.
Can I start off by giving just a brief report on the street maintenance repair?
Sure.
Because we're still operating at 95% assessed and addressed by the next business day, so I'm very pleased with that. 90 days into my administration, and the latest numbers that I've got is that potholes that's the 5 by 5 by 5 feet. We are now up to assessing and addressing by next business day 13,878. So I'm very pleased with the progress that we're making there. We're now Public Works is now dealing with the more serious street repair, like skid patches and panel replacements. And we've done, I don't have the exact number on that, but we're getting that, a number of those as the Rebuild Houston program kicks into place. So I'm very pleased with where we are on the street maintenance program on that issue. That's pretty much it that I have, and I'll start taking any questions that you all may have. Who wants to go first?
Mayor, my colleague is here, so is over there, so I don't have all of the details, but I believe at the hearing for the term limits case,
yes.
I believe that the judge ruled this morning that the term limits ballot language was inartful but not invalid, and it sets it up for an appeal. Do you have any comments on that or any other?
From what I've been told, he ruled that the language was clear. The argument was that people didn't understand, and so from my indication, he ruled that the language was clear. He denied their motions for summary judgment that the language was not clear, which is a plus. We had argued that they didn't have timely service, so it was a plea on the abatement issue, which he didn't grant. But the key thing is that he said that the language was valid, and that the language was clear. I'm sure different parties may take that up on appeal, and it'll probably, they'll go up on appeal, and depending on what happens there, at the very worst, it'll come back to the trial district level, and it'll be litigated some more. And it's one of those issues in terms of timeline. All of this litigation could probably be finished in about 7 to 8 years, so, I'll leave it to the next administration. I mean, these things, look, I've been a lawyer for 36 years. It's one of those issues that it goes through, goes up, comes back down, goes back up again. If I spent time concerning myself about it, I wouldn't be able to stay focused. And let me just stay focused on my job. And then I'll let the lawyers and the court system do what they will do. But my primary interest is just staying focused and taking care of the city's business. The things that are before me, the things that I can control. Yes.
Mayor, we're here from Raleigh, North Carolina for the Final Four, and just wanted to talk to you about how the city is preparing for this influx of visitors coming your way.
We are more than ready for let's say, for the 500,000 or more people that will be coming to the city of Houston. Some are already arriving. In terms of the restaurants, the clubs, the bars, they're all ready to go. The NRG is ready to pack people in and for people to start playing on Saturday. The law enforcement communities are all working collaboratively to make sure that people will stay safe. The traffic management program is in place. There'll be a lot of people around. So hopefully people will leave early to get to their destination. Downtown, for those who are going to be around the George R. Brown and down in the downtown area, we're set for that. All the hotels are certainly anxious for people to come. And then we want to encourage everybody that's coming in from out of town to buy a whole lot. If you come here with money, you leave broke, and then if you run out of money, use the what you call the ATM machines. But we are so excited to have Villanova, North Carolina, Oklahoma, and Syracuse in our city. I would have preferred for it to have been a Houston team. But we're excited to have all 4 of these colleges and their friends and their supporters to be in the Houston area. This is a great city. It's a little cloudy, or maybe a little wet right now, but from all indications, come, let's say, Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the weather will be perfect. And look, we are a big southern town with plenty of hospitality, and we want people to really enjoy themselves, and we're excited to have people here.
I was told to ask about your bracket.
My bracket, well, look, let me just say that North Carolina, I picked. Oklahoma, I picked.
Syracuse, you picked?
Syracuse, you know, Syracuse was like the 10th ranked team, you know, and they're the first team making it to the Final Four in history. So I give credit, but they have a tremendous coach, and they have some great players, and they're orange, you know. So I like me some Syracuse. If you're rooting for an underdog, Syracuse or Villanova. If you want to stay with people who kind of been there many, many times in the past, North Carolina and Oklahoma. So, which one do you favor?
Who do you think?
North Carolina?
Yeah.
That's my favorite team.
Mayor,
Yes.
regarding these new guidelines for tax breaks for companies,
Yes.
what are your expectations in that sense? What impact do you think it could have? And also, it seems as though the main challenge could be enforcement of the guidelines. How is the city going to address that?
You know, it's intended to be a measured response. You know, I talked a lot about this on the campaign trail in dealing with income equality, making sure that we are creating opportunities, even more opportunities when we're issuing tax abatements and using the city's economic tools. I think what you find, there are 8 elements that are now prescribed. When you start talking about what we're looking for, local community job recruitment, that's something that I talk about. The non-business benefiting public improvements, crime prevention through environmental design, that's important. You heard me talk about affordable and workforce housing, those elements that are in there. Creation of mid-skilled jobs, the reentry program, and paid internships for low-income students. These are things that I advocated for many, many, many times. And so it doesn't necessarily mandate it, but there are things, elements that we certainly will look to. It's intended to be a measured response. It's a step in the right direction. And then we'll constantly assess and reassess. But as what you heard from the people who came and testified and spoke on yesterday at the public hearing, everyone who testified from the top and many of these other organizations support the steps that we have taken. Some would have preferred for us to have gone even more and mandated it. But it's intended to be a measured response. We certainly don't want to disincentivize people from coming to the city and providing job opportunities and providing economic development within our city. So it's a step-by-step project. And so what was voted on today unanimously, combined with other things that we will be doing, I think you're going to see a significant improvement as it relates to significant steps in addressing the income inequality and in uplifting everyone within our city. So I count it as a major step forward. It's not, you can't view it as the final step, but it's a step, I believe, in the right direction.
What can you tell us about enforcement mechanisms, to use that term?
I think once, none of these elements are in the ordinance. These are things that people know that we're going to be looking for criteria by which we will determine whether or not tax abatements or incentives will be granted. People certainly know where I stand, or they will know where I stand on the issues, on this issue. So let's see how it goes. This is only intended to be to take a very measured position to assess, what the return will be, and then we can make a determination later on down the road whether or not we need to